Hello, welcome back to Bookend Gaming. It's Otaku Tuesday yet
Yay!
again. It's not Christmassy stuff anymore.
No,
which we already did it. There was one after already.
Yeah, we've already done one after the New Year.
Yeah.
Or the Christmas.
The Christmas.
Now it's a New Year.
Right. We're recording in the new. This is the first recording of the New Year.
That's true.
Fancy.
It's the 2022, and it's probably going to be a lot more of the same.
Oh yeah. I don't even know what we're gonna play next.
That's true.
People are gonna scream at us for fruit. Most likely.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
Eventually, we'll get there someday.
We do want to do... Who do we want to do first in that, though? Do we want to do Machina, or do we want to do
Talk about
Sachi?
that? I would,
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't decided, so let's decide.
I don't know. I was thinking Sachi, but...
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We may change our minds. We may be different people by the time we get back to it. You never know.
It's true. We could be like, box cutter girl.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
Scatchy Hatchy.
Yeah.
Sakaki.
Sakaki. That's
Yeah,
it.
Bukaki, Sakaki.
Weird name. So anyway, what happened last time?
We had sex.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're hanging out in her weird red room.
Yeah.
With the giant...
Nothing really happened. I mean, they went to the beach, and then they went out to eat and Haru paid.
Oh, yeah, because he made a bunch of money, but then he, spent it all.
And they're just kind of like, I'm sorry about, making fun of everything you do. And
yeah, and, she's, still kind of embarrassed to tell people that they're together, and it's weird, and, yeah.
They just went home and banged, and
this could be the last part of this round?
I don't know.
We're
going to just go and find out.
We keep trying to look it up to be like, how much time do we have left on this? But we can't find it anywhere.
We can't find any playthroughs of this. We find our own.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've seen some other playthroughs on YouTube, but they're disjointed, and I can't tell where they are in the game.
Yeah, there's a couple that are in a different language, but they don't even play the entire game, so I can't tell how long it is.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I don't want to look too far ahead and spoil anything for myself. So I'm
true.
I just want to know how long it takes to beat this, and I can't find that anywhere.
Nope. So we're winging it. We're going into this.
So
blind.
we'll be the reference point for the next YouTubers who decide to play this.
Yes.
Which will be nobody.
I'm sure there will probably...
There's going to be so many.
Yeah.
Whatever, we're going to corner the market. Okay, what do we... I don't remember what
I don't know if you've
read
about. This.
I'm going to read it again.
Go for it.
Okay.
And let's get back into the mindset, the Katawa mindset.
Got to get back into the voice. The brick wall refuses to move as she racks her brain. The frustration boiling over as she brings her forehead down to her open palm and grinds it against it in annoyance. I can't help but feel sorry for Suzu as her face scrunches up, silently beating against the immovable block in her mind.
I know this.
You know what? What happened?
I don't know.
Is she doing homework?
Yeah, she was doing homework.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. I quickly come to realize that there's little I can do for her, even if I did know more about what she was writing on. The problem isn't merely academic after all.
I think we need to pick better spots to stop. We need to at least finish a thought.
Yeah, that's true. If Asao had his physical prowess torn from him thanks to his heart attack, it's Suzu's intelligence and work ethic that were torn from her by this troublesome condition. No matter how smart she may be, or how stubbornly she may stick to a task, she still hits a wall created by her permanent state of sleep deprivation.
And then I just get sleepy again, and it's the worst.
Right? I feel like they'd be kind of lenient on her with the homework.
Right.
I think over the talk I had with her sister earlier, perhaps thanks to that, she might get a new medicine regime that'll work better. It's not like the current one seems to be doing her much good.
They did say that. Wasn't there one of them that were kind of lenient on her homework? I can't remember who it was.
Well,
was it Hanako?
Hanako,
they were just kind of
never shows up to class.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, that whatever.
Right. Did you read that? I hope so.
I think I did. She saved me. I have absolutely no doubt of that. Yet I can't help her. My heart sinks as I wrap her in a hug, able to do little else. I can't even do that completely. Just come back to bed, Suzu. Fresh set of eyes will help.
Mine on your body.
But I clamp my hand over her mouth, having expected her to protest. I feel terrible as her face goes from frustration to displeasure and finally to defeat.
To orgasm?
Is she into this? This is the test. My hand is removed from her mouth. She closes the laptop with a solemn click. Hope for working tonight leaves her. Yeah, we should have just stopped there.
Yeah.
But we never know. We don't know how...
No, but I mean, we should at least finish a thought.
I guess.
Because we were like, what's happening?
Yeah. I always feel antsy when Suzu doesn't show up to class, and today's no different.
She didn't show up to class.
Oh, well, they'll be lenient probably. She doesn't get the special treatment. Only Hanako. With lunch, she doesn't show up, and she's like, but Hanako doesn't show up, and she doesn't get in trouble. Yeah, well, she's one of the main girls.
Right.
You're just a side character.
You weren't even in the main game.
Right. With lunch nearing and no Suzu in sight, I make up my mind to pass by her dorm room once the break starts. Until then, I have to put up with yet another drawn-out science lesson, while a few others manage to keep at least some attention focused on the blackboard as Mutao scrawls down another chemical reaction. Most of us are beginning to watch the clock instead.
I like how you hit Diorm, and you were like, oh, the rest of the word wasn't there. Now I gotta
continue
reading.
It's not Itori. It threw me off. I should have just said dormitory, just gotta commit. Hasao should be paying full attention and jotting down notes like the good little student he normally is, but he seems just as distracted as I am. Over and over, he taps his pen against the page, his gaze unfocused as he stares blankly ahead.
I wonder if Suzu's sister wanted to have sex with me.
Right. Well, this route didn't work. Which one should I go for now? Having caught my rather overt gawking, Misha gives a smile. I quickly turn my head back to the front, lest she become curious about what's going on.
She's gonna waha at you.
Oh my god, I hope she does. I missed that. Eventually, thankfully, the school bell heralds the beginning of lunch. The relaxation of everyone in class is plainly obvious, even if it isn't spoken. It's no surprise that Mutao gives up on any prospect of keeping the lesson going, bidding us to have a good lunch as he collects up his teaching material. As the class begins to file out into the hallway, Hasao does the same. Curious if he knows anything, I follow him out.
Surprised they didn't use more of the main girls. Just
yeah,
kind of
why
throw.
wouldn't they? Because you could just write them in to like how they would talk to people.
And there's hardly been any.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
You don't look happy to see me.
I'm not. I mean, just got a lot going on right now. I'll tell you later.
He got a letter. Oh, wait, no, that already happened.
Yeah.
He tries to leave, but I quickly turn behind him and throw my left arm around his neck without warning. With his neck caught in the crook of my elbow as I hold it tight with my right hand, he's completely immobilized. Get your tits off the back of my head.
Here's where Suzu comes in. Miki, what are you...
You didn't think you were going to get out of it that easy, did you? He uselessly bats at me and grabs at my arm.
You too damn strong. Let go.
My heart.
I can't...
You going to tell me what's up then?
Fine. Just let me go.
I release my grip on Hasao, letting him recuperate for a few moments as he catches his breath and rubs his neck.
God damn, you Amazon. I swear, being around you is going to take years off of my life. As in, you're going to kill me.
So what's the story? I'm guessing this is about Suzu.
I liked her, dang it. Yukio confessed to Suzu.
Wait, who's Yukio?
He's the... Hey.
Is he? Oh, that bastard. Get away from my woman.
Isn't he?
I think
Haru's
so. Yeah, I think you're right.
Steven Tyler. Steven
Tyler. Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
I think that was her.
Suzu rejected him, of course. The problem is that he didn't take it very well.
Fucking God, I'm such a nice guy, and they only pick the jerks.
Yeah.
This about me, isn't it?
He killed himself.
Oh, God.
Hasao
reluctantly nods.
Apparently he's...
What?
Oh. He's been angry with you for a while, and now that all of this, he let it all out on her. He was a complete mess. I mean...
Haru just comes in through a portal, and it's like, we have to go.
He killed her. Something's wrong.
I feel a familiar sensation beginning to run through me. Images of Yukio berating Suzu over my failures as a person come to mind, lashing out at her after bottling up his feelings. Were you there?
If I had been, I might have been able to do something. All I can do now is try and smooth things over.
With Suzu?
With the police. Yukio. He was still pretty pissed, so I was going to try and calm him down first.
So he hadn't had enough. Fair enough. If he wants to settle the score with me, then that's just what I'll let him do. I walk past Hasao and start down the hallway, knowing full well where the ass would likely be. My blood is already boiling in anticipation.
It's usually behind me.
He cut to Yukio, open up a burn book, and do not trust this fugly bitch.
Yeah.
You go talk to Suzu. I'll deal with Yukio.
Wait, Miki! Don't go!
This is the wrong choice. Striding past the line of trees separating the track from the school gardens. It doesn't take long to pick out Yukio given the few people milling about. Are there good and bad endings to this? Probably not.
I don't think so.
He looks downcast as he stands around, venting at someone with his arms crossed. So occupied is he that he doesn't notice me walking up until I'm on the track and facing him.
You just walk into the shed and he's having sex with the track captain.
Oh my God, it smells like lemons. What are you doing here? The way he dresses me, both his angered expression and his acidic tone of voice, only makes me even more pissed off with him. This is all his fault. What the hell reason does he have for looking at me with such disdain? The guy he was talking to backs away. He'd have been around long enough to know how this will probably turn out. Giving you a chance to notice me so this don't count as an ambush.
He just punches him right in the face.
The corner of his mouth tugs upwards. Yukio seriously thinks he can win this? He almost looks like he's looking forward to it.
I mean, look how hot I am.
Right? So, you've come to put me in my place, huh? Work off some stress? You know what you did. Me? I only told Suzu. His annoying nasal voice is cut short as my fist meets the front of his face square on. It's little more than a quick jab to make him shut his mouth, but it's enough to send him staggering backwards.
My moneymaker.
That's how I make my livings. Shock is written into his eyes as he stares back, his fingers brushing underneath his nose upon feeling blood trickling down. What did he think it was going to happen if he talked to me like that? Several people who've been doing club activities walk over, the flurry of activity having piqued their curiosity. One reaches out in an attempt to help him, but gets batted away as Yukio notices the red stain on his fingers.
Fight! Fight! Fight!
You!
Crank that soldier boy!
I knew it! I knew you were going to say that. He suddenly moves forward with surprising speed, letting fly as he raises his fist. Can't punch a girl. Caught unawares by the speed he's apparently capable of, his swing at my face lands with a fair amount of force, sending my head jerking to the right. But I know what to do. It keeps like cutting out when it shakes.
Right.
No, my body knows what to do. Still dazed by the blow, I reflexively raise my arms in front of my face as a shield. Even without a hand, my left arm is more than capable of this much, the forearm absorbing his next punch. It's obvious from his face that he has no idea what he's doing, simply flailing about in a violent rage. With my senses returned and Yukio on the back foot as he shakes his sore hand, now's the time to counterattack.
What's going on here?
They're just like fighting full on. Like was he even super into her? And he's just like pissed off that he confessed to her and she said no.
A girl said no to him?
Yeah. I drop my right knee as he starts another wild swing, his bald fist sailing over my shoulder as I drive my own into his undefended stomach.
He's not even going to try to talk this out?
No, just full on, just beat his ass. He hadn't braced at all as it drives deep into his torso, forcefully pushing the air from his lungs. Spit and a pathetic groan escape from his mouth, his stunned face frozen as his body tries to comprehend what just happened to it. There's no doubt he can't possibly fight back, confused and disoriented as he stumbles, arms tightly crossed around his pained stomach as he reflexively doubles over. The boy lurches towards me for whatever reason as he begins to right himself, earning a powerful swing at his head in the hopes of dropping him. It has the intended effect. His body spent sprawling to the ground as my knuckles smash into his cheek. Jesus, get fucking wrecked.
Right? It's like faking us out, like it's going to do one of those things where it cuts off the sentence early, but
That's
it
what
doesn't.
I keep thinking. I keep stopping, oh, I'm not going to be able to read that. This isn't enough. He won't learn from this. I have to make this final and irrefutable in his idiotic head.
Just going to kill him.
Right? Fucking curb stomp him. I drop to my knees, following him to the ground and straddling his chest, the look of absolute fear in his eyes as he realizes the situation only drives me on. This is what I want. This is the emotion I want him to feel, to remember long after this ends. He raises his arm over his bloodied head, but it's in vain. I twist my entire upper body as I ready the blow, my fist flying downwards at him with all the force I can muster. The feeling of impact ripples up my arm and floods my entire body, all prospect of defense deserting him as the strength leaves his arm. But it isn't enough. He deserves this. This repugnant being deserves this. Why shouldn't I enjoy teaching bad people like him a lesson? I pull back my arm, slamming it into him once more. I can feel my face distorted by the wild grin my mouth is twisted into. This is fun. He'll remember me for this. He always will. He'll never forget how it was his fault this happened.
Killing is fine.
He'll never forget how powerful I am compared to him. That's what truly matters. He's a bug. That's all he is. An ugly little bug under my foot. And now he'll never forget it. I pull my fist back, my knuckles covered in a mix of his blood and dirt from the ground. This bug can't even defend himself now. It's at my mercy. I can stomp on it as much as I want.
I mean, I would get this if, they hated each other coming up to this
point. Yeah,
point.
they was all buddy-buddy, and then all of a sudden...
they're best friends, though. Or not best friends, but the group of friends.
And I mean, he must have like really went off on her then, because she didn't come to class, so something really upset her. But like, you don't know the extent of it.
Yeah, he's an ass because he's like, I mean, she just said no to him, and
right, you don't want my penis, you suck, blah blah blah, and she's sad about it, but you don't know, like,
she's like really gonna like kill him.
Right, yeah. He could have just said, no, you're a bitch, and walked off, and yeah, you confront him and be like, don't be a fucking asshole, but
right,
don't beat the fuck out of him. Jesus. Again, my knuckles slam into the broken face below me, eyes rolling about with each catastrophic blow, the blood running into his throat, giving a slight gurgle with each ragged breath taken. Jesus. So what if I'm stupid? So what if I lost everything? I'm stronger than this bug. Nothing could be better than this feeling.
We got the bad ending.
Jesus. That's why I asked. I was like, we only had the one choice.
The lesbian route is the bad ending.
I guess. But as my arm flies down at the bug beneath me for another hit, it suddenly stops. I try to pull back and punch once more, simply due to the adrenaline coursing through me, but only afterwards do I realize that someone's firmly grabbed my arm.
It's Haru.
Let go! That's what I was going to say. This is wrong.
You can't kill him. He fulfills the prophecy.
Rage begins to fill my mind as another hand comes around my right armpit, followed by another set of hands taking a firm grasp of my left arm. I jerk my body with all my might, but the groaning body beneath me slowly becomes smaller and smaller as I'm dragged off it. Let go! Let go of me! Try as I might, I can't escape their grasp. Flicking my head around as I desperately try to work myself free reveals my captors to be Haru and Hisao, likely the only two track club members who'd ever dare approaching me in a fight.
Yeah, and he fades away.
They manage to pull me a few yards away with some difficulty, hold me fast as help finally comes to Yukio. Pisses me off to see him still awake, dribbling blood as slowly staggers to his feet with the help of another guy who was hanging around.
That bitch is crazy!
Jesus!
Oh, no!
He very barely manages to stay on 2 feet, practically held up by the one who aided him, but that don't stop him staring me down through half-closed eyelids. Happy now? You really put me in my place.
I'm still gonna get laid from this.
He definitely will.
Oh, nurse.
Yeah. Don't you feel sorry, you asshole? How can you do that to someone you pretend to like?
Did we miss something? Did he do something else?
No.
Like,
it's definitely something that happened off screen, and we just have to assume that it was really bad.
I mean, it's like, so he yelled at her and like made her feel like shit then.
Yeah, he did the Japanese confession of, I love you. Because that's, for some reason in anime, it's never like, he told her he liked her. It's always, he confessed.
Yeah.
He confessed to her. Yeah. And she said no, so he nice guyed it and went, well, you're a fucking lesbian. You know.
Okay.
I assume it had to be something bad. And let her go to some violent bitch like you? I'm not like that anymore. That was years ago.
She says as she puts away a bloodied stump.
Yeah, she's got like blood all over her hand. Somehow, to the surprise of damn near everybody, he breaks out into laughter. A warped, pitiable laughter. Tears begin to stream down his bruised cheeks, face twisted in impotent rage.
And then they just freeze frame. What a
Roll
laugh.
credits. Look at you. Look at you. How can you say you've changed? I feel my arms drop to my sides, Hisao and Haru haven't let go. I only notice now that I haven't been struggling for a while, but try as I might, I can't find the will to move at him. This is what I wanted, right? I did what I set out to do, after all. He made Suzu sad by ranting at her. He deserved this. Can't let myself be distracted from that. That's all you ever thought about, isn't it? I did everything right. I'm the nice guy here. You only ever hurt everyone around you. Now you waltz around like you're a different person. You never changed. You think everyone can forget what you did? Fuck you.
I'm cool.
With his fury seeming spent, he simply hangs his head and shakes it from side to side. He's mentally and physically defeated, reduced to weeping pathetically in front of everyone who's gathered for the spectacle. Oh, the girl, like, yeah. I can change him. It's not fair. It's not fair. All he can do is repeat the starry mantra. Snot and blood drip onto the ground from his nose, his shoulders occasionally jerking as he tries to hold it back. Nobody says a word.
I think he'll get over it with, like, any of the other girls.
Yeah, like, isn't his whole thing is like he's a ladies' man?
Right.
His fists tighten as he speaks.
He was ready to settle down.
Right. That's why he got so upset. It's the only time he's ever been denied.
Yeah.
His knuckles becoming white, Just as I realize what it means, his shuddering body lurches forward, slipping from the grasp of the guy next to him. Someone like you doesn't deserve happiness! He screams the words as he surges towards me, the intense pain that must be racking his body all but forgotten in his blind fury. Yukio's arm rears back over his shoulder as he prepares for as hard a blow as he can manage. I should probably raise my arms to defend myself right about now, maybe even evade to the side and dodge the blow. But I don't care anymore. All I can do is stand there and watch his fist moving through the air as his words reverberate in my mind. Someone like me really doesn't deserve happiness. With that, my world goes black.
I mean, Hisao and Haru didn't try to stop that one.
Right.
They're just like,
oh shit!
yeah. They turned their backs.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I thought this was over.
This fight's done.
Here's the ending.
I've always hated the nurse's office. The smell of bleach and strong cleaning. Oh yeah, we know the nurse. Well,
Yeah.
doctor. Cleaning agents. The pure white light flooding the room. The way everything is so immaculately clean and perfect. It's unnatural. A familiar metallic taste plays on my tongue as I wake from my rest. Tapping at the small gauze patch placed over where it's split shows that it isn't doing a great job of stemming the bleeding. Passing my hand over my aching cheek, it seemed that started swelling up too. Wow, I don't know why that sentence gave me so much trouble. Never would have expected that asshole to throw a decent punch.
Well, he did, like Naruto style, is run into it.
Right? He punched her so hard her vision is all piss colored. Well, I might be content to stew in my discontent. It seems some people have other ideas. As my head lazily lolls over to the side to see the office, I find a pair of legs in front of my vision, one knee smartly brought over the other as two hands sit atop them.
He turned me sepia.
Oh my god, it's a person that we know.
Whoa.
Shizune looks down at me past her glasses.
Don't worry, I'll voice her.
Thanks. Her stare more analytical than judgmental. Glancing around, it looks like she and I are the only ones here right now. Of all the people to greet me, it had to be the one I can't even communicate with.
Well, fuck you.
She produces a notepad and pen from her lap, placing them both on my chest before resuming her previous posture. You're expelled. That's all it says. A piece of paper says I expelled.
Violation.
I see. By giving me these without telling me what to write, she wants to see how I'll explain myself. Given that I can't see any way of talking my way out of this, I sit up with a pained grunt to set the pad in my lap. Knowing my voice to be useless here, I silently scrawl away in my usual horrid handwriting, giving the items back to her afterwards. I fucked up. She quickly writes her short reply. Our method of communication settled as she hands the notepad and pen back.
I don't remember, like...
I think she was like a Sakaki type voice, just like...
It would seem so.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not exact that, but pretty much that. Hang on a second, I'm taking a drink.
I was like, Sakaki? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
Right.
about. That voice.
Right.
That short, like... So she wants to be my scratching post. Well, I can't say her presence thrills me. At least she's not going to give me a lecture.
Well, not yet. You haven't played chess yet.
Right? Risk. Riding like this to talk between each other forces you to think before you say anything. It's not natural for me, so I end up keeping my side of the conversation brief.
Remember that when she played... she played against Hanako or whatever? Just like, you could tell by the way that she played chess that she sucks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's so mean. Mutao put you up to checking on me?
Your cynicism is duly noted, but I came out of my own accord.
How much do you know?
Everything.
She just looks at me disapprovingly before handing the notepad straight back. Right, stupid question.
She's in with Haru. She knows.
Am I done for?
That hasn't been decided yet. Suffice to say, you are not a popular person right now. No, my cred!
You beat up the coolest kid in school.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. What was his thing? Like, did we ever find out his disability?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think we know Haru's
He's too
either.
sexy for this world.
They had to separate him from all the other schools. He was impregnating all the not disabled girls. That's fair enough. Expelling a student is hardly a quick process. The idea fills me with dread, but after having been so graciously given a second chance when the entire staff were so set against me, I don't feel like I have any right to argue against it. I guess your little project went pretty bad, huh? Whoa, she's actually pretty scary when she's pissed. I shrink back into my bed as she furiously scribbles, gingerly taking the notepad and pen as she thrusts them at me. Seems to have been somewhat cathartic. as she settles down a bit after huffing in displeasure.
I didn't defend you back then out of mercy or some desire to play student counselor. I felt the attitude of the teachers towards you was unjust. Which students were involved doesn't matter.
So I'm nothing special to her, but just another person who happened to be unfairly treated, in a way that actually makes me like her a little more.
Can you imagine just like the awkward, they have to like sit there and write all this.
Just in silence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 30 seconds that go on between each.
Right, you're just like sitting there waiting.
Checking their phone.
If only they could text.
That hasn't been invented yet.
Evidently.
They have flip phones.
Yeah. Well, there's still text messaging.
T9.
They don't want to pay 10 cents per message. Evidently sick of waiting for me to make a response. Shizune takes back her notepad once more.
It's Shizune.
Years later, I still do that.
The U is pretty silent. You should stop thinking about yourself.
It's Shizune. Shit, Suzu! There's no way word about all this wouldn't have reached her by now.
She slept through it. That's fine.
There's also the fact that probably damn near half the school knows about the two of us being together, as well thanks to Yukio's big mouth, despite her wanting to keep it on the down low. Noticing my regret, Shizune quickly adds more text.
I don't get along well with lesbians.
I mean, yeah, you do. You just don't know it.
What? Suzuki also came to check on how you were. I don't think I need to explain her reaction.
I really did fuck up.
What?
Of all the people I never wanted to hurt, she was at the top. But I couldn't even manage that. She offers me the notepad, but there's little point in taking it.
Do you want to play that dots game? It's fun.
Yeah, I love that game.
If there's nothing else, I'll leave you in peace.
Thanks for bothering to come. And give Misha my regards. She's always the hot one. Tell her I want to comfort her.
She's a lesbian too, you know.
Spoiler alert.
We have some sort of radar.
Yeah. I manage somehow to eke out a smile. Satisfied, she picks herself up and begins to leave with a curt bow. Zoe holds up one final note after a brief moment of thought.
If you wish, I'll tell Suzu that you're okay. I have no intention of meddling in your relationship any further. Mind?
I know it's the easy way out, but I swallow my pride and give her a nod. Can't even think of what I'd tell her after all.
Nice rat.
As Shizune closes the door behind her, I let myself fall back into my bed. I guess that means Suzu's seen with her own eyes how wrong she is.
Or was.
What did it say was?
Yeah.
I just read it wrong. Wow.
Same thing.
Oh, whatever. So what if I made myself useful to her or not? I spent so long trying to distract myself from the crap I'd done that I'd pushed aside all those I'd caused pain to. What right do I have to ask for forgiveness when I was the one who inflicted all this in the first place? There's no such thing as good people or bad people. What a load of idealistic rubbish.
There's a lot more to this than I thought there would be.
Right? In the end,
Oh, yeah.
I was right. I really am a horrible person.
Hear a wahaha in the distance.
Yeah.
No, that's the end.
I was about to say that'd be fucked up.
Whoa.
Okay.
Jeez.
Today the weather turned bad.
That's okay.
The sound of rain hitting the window mixes with the teeny pop music in my left ear. The girl in my lap having the other earbud. It's not a terrible way to spend a lazy evening, to be honest.
Playing Game Boy in a girl's lap?
Right?
No.
The MP3 player lays on the tatty upturned box in my room as it blares away. Suzu tapping away on her phone while sitting in my lap. She'd never have let me watch her browsing her internet sites before, so I counted as a small success in gaining her trust.
She doesn't have to go to our hentai anymore.
Right? What does Pahael mean? P-A-H-A-E-L? What is that?
Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, I know.
If you know, you know. Discussing some show on a message board doesn't seem all that exciting, but at least it means she's socializing more than appears within school. You sure spend a lot of time on the internet. You always talking to people like this or what?
The intrawebs. Some of the time. Most of my friends are online after all.
Oh my god, she's got an internet girlfriend. So you're still in contact with your friends from when you were younger? That's pretty nice.
I mean, I know them online, but I'd never put them in my top 4. I've never met them in person.
That's kind of different to real friends, you know?
It's not. They are real friends. Why does it matter if I don't see them?
Well, I mean, what she said is so foreign to me that I struggle to actually come up with a counter-argument. How can you have a meaningful relationship with someone you've never met? Doesn't seem the same.
She's a girl and she loves me. You're really old-fashioned sometimes. Get with the times, boomer.
Like so many of our conversations, this one peters out just the same with little satisfactory conclusion. As much as I might try to build bridges between our different lives, they never quite seem to meet in the middle. But then again, it's always been like that. Maybe I was hoping that going out with her might change things. But Suzu still feels as impenetrable as ever. Aw, after such a long time staying so intensely private, the door to let others inside has become jammed. Right? Then again, given recent events, maybe this is a bad time to reflect on her social skills. While I may have avoided the wrath of my teachers beyond a long period of detention, ostracization, that doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth.
Becoming an ostrich, yeah.
Ostracization.
Ostracization.
Yeah, that's the word. It just doesn't. It sounds wrong.
I don't think you use it in everyday life.
I guess probably not. I'm not ostracized as much as you would expect, which was much harder to escape. In the minds of those who knew me, every idea they had about my real nature was validated. To those who didn't, I was simply deemed trouble that was best avoided.
What a weird segue. I was like, oh god, I'm just gonna get expelled, and it just flashes to
like, I just got
Suzu.
detention.
Okay, I guess we're cool.
Yeah, it's fine. Suzu's a solitary person to begin with, but I can't imagine she's oblivious to the weird atmosphere around us now. Any idea of peacefully coasting along to graduation has been ruined, all thanks to Yukio and I. If I hadn't fought him, if he had goaded me onward, if he hadn't confessed, if I mentioned our relationship, the amount of ifs that came before where we are now is endless.
Oh, God.
The sound of a hand rapping on my door breaks me from my thoughts. I'm almost thankful.
Yo, what's up? DJ Hand in the house today.
It's tapping on my chamber door. It's unlocked. Ah!
Oh, something's wrong!
2 pairs of feet shuffle into the room. Their owners revealed to be Haru and Hisao.
Damn it, you said they'd be naked, Hisao.
I mean, they're in short shorts. It's good enough. Former waves something or other.
Sorry, I thought
don't
you read
know.
it all.
Yeah.
Evening. Hi.
Hey, looks like you two came prepared.
Not like there's much we can do outside. Up for a game of poker? Strip Happy Days game, maybe?
Sure, Suzu. She just nods. With something to do having finally arrived, I take out the earbud and loosen my grip around Suzu's waist. Boop, boop, boop. She takes her cue to wrap up the earphone
After they
cable
all done booped.
around the MP3 player, put away her phone, and shuffle around to the side of the box as Hisao and Haru take their places around it. Jeez, I didn't even notice the text changed.
Yeah, it changed.
Like I was staring at it and it changed, and like my brain went, "Is he gonna click or?"
No, I'm just gonna let you sit here.
Yeah.
Writhe in agony.
It's working. Waiting on Hisao to finish clumsily shuffling her deck, I can't help but feel that what Haru says is a little more than a pretext to check up on us. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing.
They're nudie cards.
You guys got your clothes on real quick.
Everyone here likes them.
We all have that in common. Oh, right. We betting anything?
I don't have any money on me. We can bet sexual favors. I mean, we're not betting real money. Good grief.
Your house, your room is clicking at us.
Yeah. It's a heater turning on.
Yeah. How boring. Being such a stickler for rules is one of his worst traits.
Oh, my face is melting.
Boo! It's eventually agreed that we'll bet using small scraps of torn up paper as tokens, an old unused worksheet being sacrificed for the task. Hisao ends up the dealer by virtue of already having the pack, doling out a set of cards to each of us.
A set of cards to... Oh, yeah,
Just
okay.
your hand. Receiving my cards to take a look. 3 of a kind, but low. Not the worst hand, I guess. I mean, a 3 of a kind's pretty damn good, even if it is low.
Guess a tri-spell is just the weather preparing to dump it all in one go.
Buh. It's sure coming down hard.
You talking about weather now?
Yeah. We're adult boring.
Yeah.
Looking to Hisao to try and get a read on his cards, I find him already glancing at us. What's with you?
I was just thinking how you two are all over each other these days.
Fucking gross.
God.
It's natural, isn't it? With everything feeling like it's slipping out of my control. I want to stay close as I can to what I still hold dear. Given her unusual comfort with being physically close, I've little doubt she thinks the same way. Even as I hold her, it feels like she might slip from my grasp at any moment.
Should have brought Emmy.
If only.
Is that bad?
You need to quit assuming the worst of what people say. Suzu accepts the scolding without word, making me feel a little bad. Whether to comfort her or myself, I give her head a little rub. She seems to like it when I do so, at least as far as I can tell.
Pat.
There. Good lesbian. As the game continues on, the elephant in the room is finally addressed. It was going to be either Suzu or I who brought it up, and it turns out to be her.
Yo, why you got a fucking elephant in your room, man?
That's definitely wrong.
What happened to Hasegawa?
Suzu's gaze is focused on her cards, my own looking to the other two with us. Oh, my own gaze. I was like, your own cards?
Check these out. Right? I got 3 of a kind, but it's pretty low.
You're showing me your hand. You're not supposed to do that. It's strange to see Haru so uncomfortable. Hisao ended up having to give the news.
Just keeping to himself, really. Ended up leaving the club.
What a loser. He says the second part with all the gravity of the first, as if such a thing hardly mattered. Yukio never did have that much attachment to the club compared to most of the others, but it's still an unwelcome surprise. While his face may eventually mend, his pride would be another matter.
He got beat up by a girl, can't go back to club ever again.
Perhaps Yukio's departure is what makes breaking my own news somewhat easier. To be honest, I've been thinking of quitting the club as well. No!
What?
3 pairs of eyes round on me in shock.
Did the teachers tell you to, or...
No, nothing like that. It's just after everything that happened.
You can't just quit club.
Besides, I can spend more time with Suzu this way. I feel like I'm spluttering out excuses, but I've no reason to considering who I'm with. There's no point in continuing to push myself. I've done enough damage already, and it's clear that I'll never fit in with the others anymore. It's one thing to get in a scrap or two, but another to make past events return to people's minds. What the hell did she do in the past?
Right?
Like, they never got into that.
No. She used to, like, just beat the shit out of people?
I guess. She used to be, like, super violent all the time. I look to Suzu, expecting a smile in return for my thinking of her, but she just calls out that she wants to fold instead, as impenetrable as ever.
Jeez. I mean, it's up to you, but isn't that kind of overdoing it? The club ain't gonna be the same without you around. If you're doing this for me, then don't. Seriously, there isn't that much time left, so why not stick around until graduation?
I appreciate you trying to keep me, but it's seriously fine.
It's graduation, you fucking idiot.
I'm folding, by the way.
What?
Why? Why?
What game are you playing?
What? 3 of a kind.
Just poker.
Yeah, if they dealt you 5 cards, there's a moment of confusion before everyone realizes that we're actually playing poker. With everyone folding but Hisao, he nets himself a nice little haul of tokens.
Gin.
Uno. You sure you don't want to put money on this, Hisao? You're actually pretty good at it.
We've played one hand, Miki.
He shrugs simply.
Card games are just probability puzzles.
Okay.
Easy
luck.
For you to say.
Sitting there counting cards in a friendly game of poker. Looks like Haru's down to his last couple of tokens, and it's the same for me. Suzu's managing to hold her own, but it's clear who's dominating the game.
I got the most paper, I win.
He's been like tearing off pieces. Hisao checks his watch, frowning at the result. I suspect that we have our winners and losers decided for the night.
We better wrap this up. It's getting late. Fuck you, Grandma.
Haru looks reluctant, but after glancing at his own watch, he comes to his feet.
Man, it was so close. Whatever. See you guys tomorrow, okay? Good night.
See ya. If you see Yukio, then what? Say sorry for me? I still feel like he was in the wrong. Even saying hi to him would feel weird, though. Just make sure he's okay, will ya?
Like, hey you, how's your face?
Just punch him again. A nod from Haru is the response. The last of the playing cards being shoveled into the packet after Hisao and Suzu finish collecting them off the box.
I'm leaving.
The two take their leave, Hisao giving a friendly wave goodbye as he does. If they did come to check on how we were doing, I wonder if they were happy with what they found.
I mean, they got to play poker and have fun.
Yeah, it just kind of came over to play bullshit poker, and they talked about her quitting, and then that was it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm done playing.
How long of a time was that?
Yeah, well, they had to have played it must have been, well, she folded the 3 of a kind, so she sucks at poker.
Right.
Like, in what world do you get a 3 of a kind dealt to you and you go, I better fold?
Yeah, even 2s.
Like, yeah. 3 of a kinds are hard to get. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm upset about it.
You're probably going to win.
So, Yeah, most likely you would
Especially
think.
since you get more cards. You could get a full house or...
Yeah, drop the 2 cards. Because I imagine they're just playing 5-card draw.
Right.
But, whatever. Who cares? They don't know anything about poker.
I'm upset, too.
And
Get better poker skills.
Yeah, now when we come back, we're just going to get yelled at by Suzu, probably. How dare you quit? You can't quit for me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she'll fall asleep, and
then it'll be over.
I'll just like, okay. It's cool, I guess.
I'm wondering if, like, things go bad with the Hisao route.
Yeah, probably. They
Most
probably have
likely
a,
like
a
a
climax.
third act, yeah.
Like, oh, no!
Yeah, the second act dip and the third act resolution.
She still beats the shit out of Yukio just for a different reason. I mean, he could still confess to her.
He confesses to Hisao. Yeah. He just likes whoever you like.